Boruto Tubular Vortex Chapter 23 shows Kashin Koji getting an update from his Prescience Shinjutsu, and it basically shows him like the multiple events that are going to take place. One of them with Himawari, one of them with Jura, another one with Mamushi, Hidari, Sarada. It's all over the place. They're all fighting and they're all going to be taking some sort of action against one another. But what's interesting here is that who's Kashin Koji first going to talk all of this through with? Who's Kashin Koji going to relay this information to? And for starters, it feels like maybe Ada. But on the other hand, it feels like it would make a lot more sense for him to want to communicate or to talk to somebody who's already on the battlefield who could probably get things across a lot smoother. And that's Boruto. I think Boruto might be his first point of contact. Outside of Boruto, my guesses are maybe Konohamaru and maybe Shikamaru. Actually, Shikamaru and then Konohamaru. Because Boruto, I think, would be his first try. And no, Konohamaru and then Shikamaru. And maybe in that order. In order to relay information or to tell them that, hey, this is something that's going to happen. Or be prepared or be ready and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The reason why it's kind of like wishy-washy between like Boruto or not Boruto is because, well, Boruto's not really listening. Boruto created these circumstances by not following Kashin Koji's advice, by not staying where he should have been. He actively went out there and fought against Jura to protect Konohamaru and could have died had he not warned Kawaki earlier about how he needs to get his power back from the karma because Amado was holding it back. So he changed circumstances in that way, and because of that, the circumstances that are happening now are different. And maybe Kashin Koji would be a lot more upfront with his Shinjutsu, with his prescience visions and what could or could not go wrong, stuff like that. So you kind of have to look at it from Kashin Koji didn't tell him earlier because he was going to mess things up. Now that he's messed things up and changed everything, maybe there's some way that Kashin Koji's like, alright, maybe we play it his way for now, or I have to follow along, or in order to make the best thing possible here, I have to relay some information to Boruto about what's going to happen, who's going to be where, and what to look out for, and how to fight back. So, talking to Boruto is probably his number one, I would guess, his number one shot at changing the future about, what's it called? About making sure that they win and they defeat the Shinju and to stop the world from ending, basically. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be his first priority, is getting to Boruto and relaying any information or any kind of vision straight to Boruto. Second, I say Konohamaru. I say Konohamaru most likely because he, one, has a thorn bulb, and he, two, is in a location where one of his toads were at, one of his frogs, toads, so he'll be able to like talk to him, and because he's kind of like the leader of Team 7, or he's like a high-ranking shinobi, him talking to him on the actual battlefield will make him, one, trust him, but two, also like give him the ability to act upon certain decisions that are going to be made. And third, I say Shikamaru, but Shikamaru's in the village. He's not really like, unless he can find a way to communicate with them through Ada, or I guess through Kashin Koji. And Kashin Koji has the toad in Shikamaru's office, so he'll be able to relay information to him as well. So it could easily go any of those ways. Maybe he'll do it in that order. Maybe he'll tell Boruto first about what's going to happen right then and there, Konohamaru about what he can actively like change right then and there, and then Shikamaru telling him about future events, about what's going to happen, you know? So, I don't know. Who do you think Kashin Koji would tell first? Do you think he'd tell Boruto? Do you think he'd tell Konohamaru? Do you think he'd tell Shikamaru? What direction? You know what I mean? It all has to be done quickly. It all has to be done like that. You know what I mean? Any split second waiting or hesitation, or somebody doesn't get the right information at the right time, something else could change, and we don't know when Kashin Koji will get his next update. So we'll have to wait and see. But until then, until chapter 24, we don't know what Kashin Koji's like. Who's he gonna tell first? You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see. And it could very well be Ada. She's right there. It's easy. It's communication. You know, Who knows? But we'll have to see. Until then, let me know who you guys think Kashin Koji will tell. Who do you guys think will Kashin Koji tell first? Will it be Boruto, Konohamaru, or Shikamaru? Let me know what you think. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,